Okay, well, welcome, Mikey. We've got a lot of things to cover. So what I propose to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about polygraph testing, what it is, what it isn't, what it can do, what it can't do. We filled out all the paperwork, which is great. I'm just going to go through my background, training, qualifications, and then I'll throw the ball into your court and we can have a discussion about why you're here today.
Yeah.
My background, in '96, I was a police detective. I spent 14 years in South Australian Victoria Police. And I sort of fell into polygraph purely by accident. I went on a training course in the States and I trained with the FBI. I was always interested in psychological profiling. And while I was there, they said, do you use polygraph testing in your police department? I said, no, not really. It's very American, very Canadian. They said, oh, look, we use it for frauds, extortions, homicides, all sorts of offences. Why don't you train with us and you can take the technology back? So I did. So I trained initially at Western Oregon University. I did my internship with LAPD. They have their own scientific investigation division and they have like photographics, fingerprints, forensic and polygraph. So I spent a month with those guys. I spent some time with the FBI field office polygraph unit and where they use it mainly for counterintelligence issues. US Secret Service, LA County Sheriffs, and a number of other law enforcement bodies, then come back, eventually left Victoria Police, and now I consult my services to different police departments around the country. Now, the reason I go through my background and training and qualifications is because I'm really pedantic about how I do a test, because at the end of the day, there are three variables that need to be met, and that's A, the examiner has to be properly trained, certified and qualified. B, a validated testing procedure has to be used. And C, the questions have to be very clear and concise, so there's no room for misinterpretation or ambiguity. So how does it work? All right, can you see this red line down the bottom?
Yep.
All right. What we're doing here is we're measuring changes in heart rate, blood pressure and blood volume. So what we know is when a person consciously decides that they're going to lie to a question, they become fearful of being caught in that lie. The brain sends messages to our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. We see corresponding changes in heart rate, blood pressure and blood volume. If you see this response, that's quite a big response. If you compare it to this one, it's hardly any response. See these green lines? This is emotional sweating from a person's eccrine gland. So if you look at this, there's not much of a response there, whereas there's a big response there. So in this particular case, this is what this person looks like when they're telling the truth and what it looks like when they're lying. Okay. All right, so now we've got to get into the specifics. So what is it that you said that's created this situation?
Look, to make it as simple as we can, I said I had sexual intercourse with Stacey Hampton.
Okay, well, to be honest, it's pretty straightforward. What I propose to do is that we use what we call a declaration form. Now, how that works is I'm going to get you to write a statement in the declaration form and we'll work that out. But it'll be something like, I hereby declare that myself and Stacey Hampton engaged in sexual intercourse whilst at the Sky Suite Apartments in October. So then what will happen is, what you write in this declaration form has to be 100% truthful.
Yep.
Then I'm going to get you to sign it. Then we're going to use two questions on the test. There'll be others, but I'll get to that in a minute. The two questions will be, have you lied to any of the information in your declaration form?
Yep.
The second one will be regarding your declaration form, have you lied to any part of it?
Yep.
Okay. Now the reason we use the declaration form is because it's much more clinical and it goes right to the heart of the issue.
Yep.
Okay, so if you put your full name across there. Okay, so it says, do hereby declare that whilst at the Sky Suite Apartments,
Is it sweet? Just
SUITE.
Yeah.
Apartments.
Yep.
I had sexual intercourse with Stacey Hampton. Okay, so I'll just get you to read that out aloud.
Yeah. I, Michael Philip Pembroke, do hereby declare that whilst at the Sky Suites Apartments, I had sexual intercourse with Stacey Hampton.
Okay, is that 100% truthful?
That is 100% truthful.
Okay, can I get you to sign and date that for me?
Examine this one here?
Yep.
And today's the 25th, is it?
Yeah, it is. Cheers, thank you. So these are what we call pneumographs. So we put one around your abdomen, one around your upper chest. Now watch what happens when you breathe. they expand. So when you inhale, they expand. When you exhale, they contract. And what it looks like on the computer, I'll show you later. When you breathe in, it goes up. When you breathe out, it goes down. So if you hold your breath, it just flatlines. We don't want that. Just breathe as you normally would. Now, these measure, so just that measures breathing. This measures cardio changes. And these sensors measure emotional sweating from your eccrine glands. Okay, so if you could put your hand on your lap, and that's exactly how I need you to sit.
Marky, how do you feel?
Mate, I'm fine. Got nothing on hide.
Not nervous at all?
No, not really. I mean,
Confident?
it's a little bit like nerve-wracking having all the ropes and all the gear on you, but he's made me very relaxed. He's had a lot of experience, and you know, the truth I think will come out, and that's all we're really wanting.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect. Get you to close your eyes. Okay, this part of the test is about to begin. Please remain perfectly still. Are you sitting down?
Yes.
Are you going to answer all of my questions today truthfully?
Yes.
I'm only going to ask you questions about these matters only. Do you understand?
Yes.
Other than what you told me, during the first 27 years of your life, did you ever tell a serious lie to someone who loved and trusted you?
No.
Regarding the information contained in your declaration, have you lied to any part of it?
No.
Before the age of 27, did you ever tell a serious lie to protect yourself?
No.
Have you lied to any of the information contained in your signed declaration?
No.
Before your 27th birthday, did you ever tell a serious lie to keep yourself out of trouble?
No.
Is there something else you're afraid I will ask you a question about, even though I told you I wouldn't?
No.
Okay, this is the end of the test. Please remain still. Okay, Mikey, I've just finished scoring the charts. Now, you will recall in your declaration form, you stated that whilst at the Sky Suite Apartments, you had sexual intercourse with Stacey Hampton, and I tested you on the accuracy and the veracity of the information in that declaration form. So the two questions I asked you'll recall were regarding the information contained in your declaration. Have you lied to any part of it? You said no. And the other one was pretty similar, and that one was have you lied to any of the information contained in your signed declaration form? You said no. After scoring the charts, there was no strong, inconsistent emotional responses indicative of deception to the questions on the declaration. So therefore, it's my opinion that you're in fact being truthful to all the information in that declaration form. With the score, usually what we do is we have a cutoff. So anything plus or minus 3, so minus 3 and greater is strong autonomic responses indicative of concern and deception. Anything plus 3 and greater is not so
So minus
strong.
3, like in my terms, is a lie?
Yes.
Like that?
Yeah.
And plus 3 is
Is
looking forward to the getting
Correct.
close to
So
truth.
anything plus 3 and greater is deemed to be no strong
Yeah.
sympathetic or parasympathetic reactivity to the question. So you were well over that threshold. So
What was
in
I?
fact,
Do you mind?
we use it as an arbitrary cutoff. It was around about plus 10 in
Plus
my view.
10.
So the cutoff's plus 3. So you had, even just in the first chart, you had plus 6. So very, very clear chasing, very clear chart. So it's my opinion they're in fact being truthful in relation to that issue. Do you have any questions maybe for me?
No, you know, I was pretty stern with what I said here, even though, you know, it's not like someone asked me to do this. So it was my idea to come and, you know, be as honest as I can. And judging what you told me at the start of here with your background, the amount of work you've done around the world with some serious police investigations, going to the States, working as detectives there and all that stuff, you know, obviously you know what you're doing. And yeah, it makes me, not that you can tell by my face, there's not much emotion on it. I'm not jumping up and down. Yes, it's good to know what is real came across, and that's sort of the end of it from my perspective.